Welcome back to Rolando Estacado. My name is Rolando, and for today's episode, we're going to be continuing with the Bowie Tomahawk combination. But this time, we're going to lead with the full-size Tomahawk, so it has a longer handle, and we're going to use the full-size Tomahawk as the primary tool. So from this, we're going to be working a little more closely with the Tomahawk in this grip. So it's going to be a little on the longer side, and maybe at the most go from here. There are going to be times where we go to the choke up pistol position where we're going to go in, but since this is a Bowie Tomahawk video, we're going to rely on the Tomahawk as primary, as range management, so that if we're moving in some sort of zombie horde and trying to get all of these guys away from us, the idea is that we want to make sure that this Tomahawk stays where it is, and we're going to use it primarily for long range, and we're going to make sure that this secure grip is where I'm going to be working from. For the Bowie, I like having the Tomahawk as a primary if the Bowie I'm going to be working with in my practice happens to be shorter than 9 inches. Your traditional Bowie is going to be somewhere between 9 and 12 inches, but from some historical examples from Norm Flaterman's exceptional book, The Bowie Knife, some of these Bowies went all the way up to like 18 inches. So that's, I think, pretty wild. But the standard definition of a Bowie knife is that it's going to land somewhere between 9 and 12 inches. The Bowie knife that I'm going to be working with, and this is why it is a secondary knife, meaning it is the secondary weapon, because sometimes you're not going to have the Bowie size that you like. Sometimes you're going to be working with the shorter profile, but that's still okay. The one I'm going to be working with is this beautiful, one of my favorites, Randall Bear Bowie model. And this one is in a beautiful maple handle, absolutely gorgeous. I hope that you can see how beautiful this handle is. It has these nice guards and this extreme false edge, which also happens to be sharpened. So what I'm going to be working with today is this Randall Bear Bowie, and this blade happens to be 8 inches. And we're going to be working with the Tomahawk, the Winkler Tomahawk, as primary. Now, why is this combination important? Because unlike the Tomahawk knife video that I had done before, where the knife stayed relatively close to the body in order to maintain a low profile, we're going to take advantage of this false edge, this sharpened false edge on the Bowie, because it can actually decouple from the body and come in from the outside as a back cut. The way Bill Bagwell had designed my dedicated left Bagwell Bowie, so it would snipe from the outside, so it would come in from outside sight line, so this would work more as a shock and awe. So what you're going to see today is what that movement exploration looks like. I really hope you enjoy this video. Thank you very much for letting me share. The Tomahawk and Bowie combination, where the Tomahawk is the primary and the Bowie is the secondary, is the most intricate in terms of kinesthetic awareness methodology that I have ever worked with. The reason for this is that it is extremely reliant on strong posture. The right primary Tomahawk is going to catch on the target, and you can lean your torso into that target, while the Bowie on the outside does all of the fine work. We occupy center line with this strong posture, but that Tomahawk is going to catch onto the target, and from that catching, expect to transfer your weight into the target, while the Bowie stays light and expensive. This is very difficult to convey in a video, so I'm going to do my best. It requires a lot of tactile feedback and a lot of subtle adjustments for a student to really understand what is happening here in terms of core engagement, specifically the lower traps. So notice that the Tomahawk will catch and allow me to pull myself into the target, and then from there use the Bowie to terminate. So when I expand with that tomahawk, I'm not necessarily trying to cut him down. I may be able to do it, but the idea is to catch, transfer my weight, and let the lightness of the buoy, the expansiveness of the buoy, do all of that work for me. This is a very subtle piece of work that requires a lot of kinesthetic awareness and a lot of reflection in order for it to be effective. It is not quite FMA related. It is something that requires a lot of study to really make sure that it works. So again, just from observation, take a look. I can flow out here. I can be relatively fluid because I am in long range. However, once my body decides that I'm going to close the range, it is important for me not only to be expansive, it's important for me that once I catch with my tomahawk, I transfer my weight into the target so that the buoy can do all of its work. This is a very powerful movement that requires a lot of motor control and coordination to make it work. So the powerful strike with the tomahawk can cut the person down, but once I transfer my weight into my target, the idea is to use the catching abilities of the Winkler RnD so that I can pull myself or the opponent to me so that I can take my buoy and do all of the fine work that is necessary. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around, stay tuned, more videos to come.